pay for the reparations of their associates, of their
What about
of the
people who aren't?
lands that they hailed from.
What about people who aren't, like most citizens aren't members of a faction?
Right, but if we say we have from the Council of Waterdeep, we have a representative from Baldur's Gate. That individual would take the a share of the wealth for the reparations of the lands of the Baldur's Gate area, and the representative of Luskin would take their share to rebuild the lands around the under Luskin's rule, and so forth. And that would include any small cities or outposts under their control.
Such as Greenest and Baragost.
Well, would they not be under the authority of Baldur's Gate?
As like I said, such as Greenest and Baragost.
Yeah, correct.
Tesmikella, then Parnest, or Protanther says, do the dragons not deserve any if we help?
Oh, of course. The wealth would be distributed evenly among all who are fighting to rid the land of this plague known as the Cult of the Dragon.
Then Nymur says, Protanther, this was not ours. These humans are proposing a more noble purpose than you have in your own mind. He says, scowling at Protanther. He says, I don't know whether it's fair if the dragons get any. It did not.
I turn to Protanther and I say, Isn't thwarting the plans of Bahamut's nemesis, Tiamat, worthy a just reward in its own end?
It is a just reward, but we don't need to include you in it.
We also cannot expect them to expend resources without any promise of us repaying them for their assistance. Obviously, we do not conduct our operations. Obviously, we expect pay for most of our operations as well, as I have gone on many contracts in the past.
But
usually they are paid.
But that's what the Temple of Bahamut's for their appreciation of helping us.
Erlgas stands up and he's going to say,
they don't look at it that way.
Don't you think we're counting our chickens before they hatch? Should we not defeat them first and then worry about where these funds will be paid? We haven't even won the battle yet.
Otarlia Carnos says, wise words from a dwarven, from a dwarf lover. Then she says, but this is true. However, I will disagree with you. Because when you do these things after the fact, people always get upset. Having a plan ahead of time is always going to make people happier, even though there will still be conflict.
You can never please everyone.
Right, but if you don't have an agreement beforehand, it tends...
Then how about this?
They are correct in their assumption that many of the people would likely change the terms if there is not a concrete agreement beforehand.
Then how about we do this? We have a representative from each region that will be made a part of a council. The council will be done to distribute the funds back to the people, not to individual governments, but to where it's actually needed.
This should what we do to help rebuild our land should concern the dragons in no way. They seem to be wondering about they seem to be concerned about getting a share of the wealth for their participation in this in our assault. And I think they deserve it. If they are going to help us, they deserve a share of the wealth.
I agree. They would be part of the council, and the money and the money as a whole should be beneficial to the people and rebuilding what is there and paying for uh, paying the groups that have put forth the resources into accomplishing this task. It is not going to be split evenly amongst all those that wish it. It's going to be part of the funds to each of the different groups or factions that are participating in this account.
Yeah, but we're
But-
getting ahead of ourselves. We
As,
should-
as I agree with you, we are getting ahead of ourselves, but everybody seems to be concerned with cash, so if we can finish this quickly and figure out a way that everybody can agree, then we can get to the matter at hand and start killing things.
Otarlia Carno stands up again. She says, this is an important issue, but this is not the important issue. The
we can
important
talk about this after Tiamat is destroyed.
I
We-
agree.
Don't
We don't
interrupt
need
the
to talk
dragon,
about
please.
it right now.
we
Don't
can
interrupt the dragon, please.
She says, as I was saying, what we can do is figure out our plan of action, and we can worry about the funds in a little bit. Whether or not we coordinate with the humanoids is what's important now. Not what if the Harpers get 1/12 or 1/14 of the wealth. This does not matter. However, I also agree with Protanther. We should strike now. We don't need to wait for the humanoids. I don't know if we'll be successful, but we need to strike now. She says, but of course the aid of the humanoids would be welcome if we can trust them. Then she turns to Yep.
Sorry, go ahead.
She turns to Erlogos, and she says, she says, she is not a flip-flopper.
That's out of character.
God, she did not run for president recently.
Clearly, because she would have lost.
She's not a flip-flopper. She's new. She's undecided.
I like it this way. But
I also like it this other way.
But then again, I like it this way.
She says
I've
she
tried
turns
almost 3 times.
she turns to you guys and she says, as I mentioned before to you, some of you are fans of history, no?
That I am.
Point to Giron.
She says, you were very insistent earlier, so let me tell you. You may know of the dwarven kind. There was there was a dwarven lord who made a coat of armor from the skin of my kin. This is unacceptable. I demand that the remains be returned to me, and that Ambassador Brawnanvil makes an apology on behalf of all dwarves for the wrongful death the dragon moots have caused. Their dwarf lord, who claims to be a dragon slayer, is not
Blue
a
Snickers.
hero.
Blue Snickers and looks at Erlogos.
I'm the
What do
beard
I know
grower.
about the story of this dwarf that he's talking about? Did he like assault his lair or something and kill this dragon's ancestor or something? Or
The lore goes in different ways. It's not, you know, there are legendary tales that you've heard, but then there are also tales that it was not so honest.
I'm a bard. Can I make a history check?
okay.
Any history check is that's what it's going to tell. Will tell you.
Okay.
You know that there are
I've
Nope.
actually got bardic lore, so
nobody know you if you've heard about the event, if you've heard about it, you've heard both that it was very like a noble thing, but you've also heard that it was not a noble thing, and that, you know, it was the dwarf was in the wrong. So yeah, you know.
Okay.
So what actually happened is not really known.
legend
Okay.
lore.
Is this dwarf a member of the council? Is he on the council or someone
Yeah.
representing his
Out of
clan?
character, and she asked that Ambassador Braun Anvil, who is the king of Mithril Hall, I believe, make the apology and get the stuff returned. So yes, he was on the council. Yeah, Ambassador Braun Anvil, son of Banak Braun Anvil, former king of Mithril Hall. Um, he's the Lord's Alliance delegate.
Oh, it sounds like I'm gonna. I don't think I can give her an answer to that right now. It sounds like I'm gonna need a sending spell. And then,
She turns to Erlogus and she says,
We will formally request that he do those things, but we cannot guarantee that he will.
also, if they are looking for demonstrations of our trust, I name off all the dragons, or all the adult chromatic dragons that we have slain. There was the white dragon. I forgot his name, and then the green dragon we just came from.
Arathator was the white dragon.
Arathator.
Chuth
We
was
didn't-
the
we
black,
didn't kill
was
the
the
white
green.
dragon. We didn't kill the white dragon in Rise of Tiamat, or in Horde of the Drain.
No,
In Rise of Tiamat, you
we
did.
just killed the one up in the Sea of Moving Ice.
Yeah,
Okay.
Tigaton.
The
Yeah.
one in the Cloud Giant's castle we didn't kill.
Okay, I won't mention that one. I will also mention that I have also encountered the spirit of Tyranthraxus and bested his host and sent him back to whence he came. Well, actually, the Pool of Radiance, I believe, is still there, if I recall.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, I did that as well.
I relay the information that I learned in the second Pool of Radiance adventure that I learned of the spirit Tyranthraxus, who once possessed a bronze dragon and caused him to do terrible things many ages ago, and they should probably be aware of that. I'm hoping they are anyway.
Otarlia Carno says, very well. I think that they should be allowed to join us. We should at least coordinate a little bit with them. We can hold off our strike a short while, can we not?
I would welcome a representative to come back with us and sit in on the council, so they have direct knowledge of what's actually being said firsthand.
She says, was I not at the last council?
Was she?
Yes, she was
Yes.
yeah.
She was the one that told us to come here, apparently.
Yeah. I mean, you're going to be there, so you're going to hear everything that's being said.
She says, very well. Should I get that apology? The apology and the remains of my ancestors returned, my kin. And a formal apology on behalf of all dwarves for this
We
wrongful
will
death.
formally request it. That is the best that we can promise.
Can't guarantee that.
Protonther says, if we're on the... If we're talking about apologies, a recognition from the elves of the Draco Rage Mythal would be nice. It's been long enough.
How long has it been?
Out of character, I have no idea.
I've been out of character. I've been completely silent because I have no idea what the hell it is.
Yeah.
Sorry, Giron, go for it.
I'm gonna continue on with the Tyranthraxus. I am going to offer personally to help them get revenge for their comrade Srasar, who was possessed by Tyranthraxus hundreds of years ago, and wreaked havoc on the lands of the Sword Coast, and the area around Flan. I will help them get revenge against. Well, I've already encountered the spirit and bested it. I will give them the location of the Pool of Radiance, and I will assist them personally in getting revenge against this spirit.
And to answer, going back a question, the Draco Rage mythal, it looks like, was created during the time of dragons. It coincided with the Dawn Age at like negative 24,000 DR. That's when it was created. It was a high magic effect tied a Faerun-wide mythal to the King Killer star. It encompassed a 250,000 square mile where the King Killer star was visible over Faerun and causes all dragons and dragon-blooded creatures to slowly become more agitated and reckless, eventually becoming little more than raging beasts. So a shit long time ago.
Goodness gracious, that was 3,500 years ago. 3,500.
Yeah, no, 35,000, isn't it?
3,500. This is 14.
This was negative 24,000, not 2,400.
That's almost 4,000 years ago.
What's the year now? Isn't the year in the positives?
The year is 1490 something, I think.
Yeah, 1495 or 1492 or something.
So isn't
right,
that
he's
like
saying 24,000, not 2,400.
Yeah, so that's like 40,000 years ago.
Oh, 40. Oh, good God.
No,
No, it's like negative
25,000.
20. It's like 25,000.
Well, whatever. That's
No.
a long time ago.
If
That's
we
a
say
long time
it's
to carry a grudge.
negative 24,000 about, so we'll say it's negative 25,000.
I did the math in roll 20.
He did it right there.
20. Oh,
Yeah.
we're only in 1480. Got it.
Correct.
Got
That's
it.
what I said, 1480.
I was adding an extra 0 to that. I'm a
Yeah.
visual person, not an
That's
audio.
why I did the math in roll 20 so you could see it.
Yeah. Got it. Yeah. So 20.
Well,
Yeah. Very long time ago.
I think these requests should be brought in front of the council. I mean, we can't promise
We will
these
formally
things.
request that the elves make an apology, although we cannot guarantee it.
And we will formally request that we assist, but we cannot guarantee it.
Can't guarantee the actions of someone else.
Just as I cannot guarantee the actions of other dragons.
And if they agree to give you the apologies, then we're all good. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
Then let's go to the council and ask them.
So the dragons say, "Let us vote now. How does everyone stand, assuming that your demands are met?" Protanther says, "I will start. Even though they claim that they will get these demands, this apology, I am still not sold. I think we should strike now and strike hard." Eleuthera then says, I think they are... Erlogos is haranguing that. I'm not sure why. He's saying you should not help. He should not help you guys. Goddamn dragons.
I want to kill shit.
Yeah, that's what I figure. Then Eleuthera says, "They have demonstrated through their superior intellect and their willingness to return the dragon masks, as well as demonstrating as well as giving us the temple, that they are to be trusted." They say, and then he says, "You will give the dragon masks once they are acquired. Yes? Even after combined?"
Oh, yeah.
He says, "Well, regardless, I support you. We can work out the details later." Otarlia Karnos then says,
You're cutting in and out a little bit.
no, it's because, okay. Otarlia Karnos then says, I initially felt we should attack. Yes, immediately. But I think we know the faction and their leaders' intentions well enough. By giving both the temple and this apology from Brawn Anvil, assuming I get it, I support working with the council. Nymer says, I think everyone knows how I stand. My view has not shifted in the least. I always was for the humans. These humans that stand in front and the council are a ray of light in contrast to the cult. Yes, it may be true that Samaster was human, and it may be true that Severin was human, and Sastam's Red Wizards all human. But there are good humans, and we must work with them. We must guide them towards what Bahamut would like. Those people all have their counterparts. Geth here has demonstrated, and Geth and his faction have demonstrated that they seek good. And I feel that we need to support them. Tasmikella says, again, I cannot support thieves and bad families. Furthermore, they have chromatic dragonborn working with them. Need I say more? I vote nay. Crotanther says, very well. It has been decided. He says, even if I do not agree with our council's decisions, as the former King of Justice and the leader of our council, I will stand behind it with the full authority of the Golden Dragons. We must, and we will, work together, for that is what you seek. You seek.
Very well then. We appreciate your decision.
He says, but...
And we will do our end to honor our agreements.
He says, but do remember that this was conditional. We do seek one or two of those apologies.
Yes, I will stress that when we speak to the council.
He says, very well. And Otarlia Karnos will be joining you at the council, and I'm sure she will cause a little ruckus if she doesn't get it.
Correct.
I hear she's not too fond of dwarves.
I nudge Erlogas in the ribs.
They say, very well. Is there anything else before we depart?
I look to the rest of the party and shrug.
Can you offer us any assistance or magical assistance, so to speak?
Like a longbow +1.
Well, they're already asking for you to give up your weapon. I don't know if they'd be willing to give us something.
They say, Protanther says, as you may or may not know, it is Metallic dragons are known to bestow magic and treasure from our hordes upon heroes time to time. However, each dragon individually can do that. I cannot speak for others. Tasmikala says, Protanther, you put it very well when you said that you would stand behind the council's decision. I may have had reservation about supporting the factions, and I may disagree fervently with our plan, but it is our plan, and now it is the best way to stop Tiamat. So the Copper Dragons will fight, since that is what we decided. I will do so reluctantly. And furthermore, Geth, I apologize for demanding my trident back. While it is true that it is rightfully mine, and I'd like it in my hoard, for it is rather sentimental, I cannot covet what another person can use. But feel free to, so she says, so keep it. But feel free to do that legend lore. You'll see I was not, my story was true.
I'll do it. I'll do it with a downtime day at the end.
She says, so use it for now. When you're done, I'll take it back.
Okay.
I have a lot of time ahead of me. More than you.
Sure.
She's right about that.
Nymur says, Protanther, Otarlia Karnos, Iluthra, and Tasmikella, this has been the best decision our council has made in millennia.
Who said that?
Nymur?
Okay.
He says, I needed no concession. I stood by our humans, and I will stand by them. I look forward to working with the council and hope that we can strike soon.
Alright, then we will make haste back to Waterdeep.
He says, furthermore, since I stand so fervently with them, and since Tasmikella has already shown support, and I'm not one to be outdone, I will go to my horde and I will find something for them.
Uh-huh.
He says, I'll have to, I don't know what it is. You'll get it at the next council. Otarlia Karnos will give it to you. I'll send it with her. But I don't remember any bows. And despite my old age, my memory is still crisp. He says, actually, if it's bows you seek, I can't help you there. But I have something similar. I have arrows of dragon slaying, if that suits you.
Doesn't suit me.
Errolgas stops in his tracks and
He says, or of course, maybe a plate armor of lightning resistance.
I don't need that. Go back to the other one.
Good thing your pal isn't here anymore.
Arrows of dragon slaying. Just be careful where you aim them.
I wouldn't shoot you.
Those
I
would
only
be
shoot the- I only shoot the
invaluable.
evil one.
Sorry, Erlogas, say that again? I heard you got cut off.
I only shoot the evil ones.
He says, and I only help the good. He likes you a lot.
How about neutral?
Hush.
The good ones, not the good aligned.
Okay,
The guys he likes you. Just take it.
awesome. That's a win for me.
Does the party get inspiration for good role playing?
Yeah, the party everyone gets inspiration.
Yay!
Council
So
over.
wait, how many arrows of dragon slaying?
He says he says I can give you 3 arrows. I think that's all I have in my hoard.
So nice.
I would love to take the plate mail, but I can't attune it. No, I can't.
Does it require attunement?
Absolutely.
Oh, it does. Well,
Um,
what have you already attuned to?
Trident of Warning, Mantle of Spell Resistance, and the Ion Stone of Protection.
So out of game, you guys, is offering you either 3 arrows of dragon slaying or the plate armor of lightning resistance. It sounds like you
Take the
guys.
arrows.
It sounds like
the
you're
arrows.
taking the arrows, but yeah,
Take the arrows.
I was giving you guys the option.
The arrows.
Roger would have all been all over the plate, but he's not here, so.
Nope. Yeah, no, I already
Okay,
assumed
Trebek.
it was already pretty much stated that it was arrows.
Well then,
Now I just need to hit in back round or prize round. Auto crit.
Hey, Dean,
and
Yes.
then they use their legendary resistance on
out,
it.
out on game mechanics, if I give the Trident back to him, how do I erase it off of my sheet?
You don't. It
You don't. It
stays
counts
on your
against you.
sheet.
Even if I give it back to him.
Even
Yeah.
if you give it back, it still counts as a permanent magic item.
So you lose the ability to have it, but it counts as one. Say if I lose my Black Dragon Mask, I still have 3 magic items because of the way the AL works.
Ah, God almighty.
Yeah.
That sucks.
But you got them to vote yes without promising you'd give it back. So
Yes. The only conditional one is Otari Liakarnos wants us to get an apology from the dwarves.
Yeah.
That's the only conditional
no,
yes.
she wants it from the doors. Protanther would like an
Wanted it
apology, but he didn't vote
He voted
yes,
no.
so it doesn't matter.
Well, if we can get one from both, then that's...
He'll be happy.
I feel like I single-handedly got 2 of the yes votes because I quoted Namir's things back to him, and then I said to Ili Yusrika, who
Well-
loves Ogma, that Ogma was
well-
human.
Well, you didn't single-handedly do anything because it was a team effort.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it was
So you
definitely.
didn't single-handedly do a damn thing.
It was absolutely a team effort, and actually, so I have like little notes of what did what. So everyone did stuff that helped. For example, mentioning that Ogman was human did. That helped specifically Eliuthra. That was really That was that and solving his puzzle were his tipping points. Those 2 together brought him all the way in. Nymur was pretty much for you guys beforehand. And when Geth said promise the temple,
That's true.
that affected everyone. Made all 5 of them much more willing, or a little more willing. And then for Otar Liakarnos, that combined with getting the apology got you it. So
I don't think there was any way we could have pleased Protanther or Tezmikella. I don't think there was.
Tezmikella, actually, if you had given her her item back, she would have been. I mean, there was. I mean, I role played it in a way that it was like, where you guys were could get it, where it was possible to get it, but not necessarily, not guaranteed.
Was it in her horde, or is that just...
It actually
something
was
through it?
in her horde, yes.
Oh, it was, okay.
Well,
So, yeah,
out
that's
of
the cost and the number of downtime days it takes to build a temple from the DMG. But I'm assuming we can split that up between.
Where 50,400 downtime days?
I'm assuming we're not building it ourselves.
Well, I
Can't
mean,
get the council to
it's going to be
chip in
taken
on
out
this-
of the
this
loot
thing.
at the end, I'm sure, which is probably millions of gold.
Yeah, I mean the gold's not too big of a deal. And I think the dragons are patient people, so.
Right, I'm just saying, like, it would take over a year to build the temple that they are expecting.
Not necessarily. Because if we have 2 people working on it, that's
Oh,
200
yeah,
downtime
yeah.
days per.
Okay, so it'd take. It
I
would
mean,
take
I
at least a
also
few months.
I also think that's probably 400 days where you guys are like organizing it, not 400 days where you're the only laborer.
Well,
Um,
I think those are the numbers if we were to do it ourselves.
No. The construction time there is if the character is present. If the character is not
Oh,
present,
yeah.
it takes 3 times as long.
Right, yeah.
So it'd be 1,200 days instead of 400.
Yeah.
if we
Roger
weren't there.
can be there the whole time.
But regardless, I mean, just like, if you can make it go faster using your magic, but some of the gold is materials, some of the gold is to pay workers.
Right.
So if you hired more workers, it would reduce the time. Also, you didn't put a timeline on when the temple would be ready, so
Yeah.
I'm not the gold.
But
I'm not. Yeah.
We'll plan it in good faith. We're not going to be. Oh, it'll be done in 10 years. Whatever.
Yeah, basically how I'm gonna say that is maybe we take the gold out of like the overall thing, so like all of the factions get a little bit less, but thus you would get a little bit less, but it's not gonna. I don't think it should come out of your pockets exclusively, and I'm not gonna make you guys lose 400 downtime days because.
I currently have 27.
Yeah, because if you all had to lose 400 downtime days, that would basically mean that all of you would have had to have never used any. And
Pretty
No,
much.
it would be
I
split
have
up
it.
between us.
oh, yeah, no, but if you had 4 people and they each had 100 downtime days, that's 400 downtime days. Like,
Right, but it would only be if we want to speed up the construction because we can just let it take 3 times as long by
Yes.
not being there.
yeah, and that might be a long time for humans, but the dragons probably don't care.
Right.
But
Okay.
regardless, yeah. So, yeah. So, what are you guys doing? Do you want a ride back to Waterdeep? Do you want to
Yep.
go somewhere
Yes.
else?
Want to ride back to Waterdeep?
So, Charlie Acarno says, yes, as you know, I'm going back to Waterdeep now that we've decided that we are to help. The next council is in under a 10 day, right?
About, yes.
Yes.
If I remember right, it's in 2 or 3 days.
Yeah, I think it's
Timeline.
I think it's timeline. I think you have like it's somewhere between like 2 and 7 days. I don't know exactly.
You said it would take 2 days to get back.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly. Yeah, no, I said it's 2 days to get back. I don't know. Either way, you'll get there in time. So once again, are you guys gonna do anything before you leave for Waterdeep?
Get more riddles from Eleuthera?
Yes, we can do that after the session is over. But yes, Eleuthera exchanges riddles with the whole party. I didn't even read your riddle, Erlogos.
I ignore the riddles because they hurt my brain.
Yes, but your person doesn't.
Person doesn't. That is.
Okay, so you guys fly. Okay, so then you fly back to Waterdeep. Once again, I describe it in a very epic manner, where her wings are powerful. Blah blah blah. You make it back to Waterdeep. So that is actually the end of the episode. I think this is the first time we've finished an episode without like being at like
Someone dying?
Well, I was going to say without being at the very end of time.
Oh.
Nice.
So
So we all level up.
also
right?
without killing things. No, you don't level up. You will get some XP.
Ugh,
We're gonna get
man.
role-playing XP. We're gonna get like 1,000 XP or something.
Yeah.
It's really weird that they decided in Adventurers League that this adventure that is legal can't use the rules that it was written for.
I mean, you were actually weren't supposed to level up from this adventure
we
anyway.
weren't. Oh, okay. I thought most of the episodes you just level up at the end of each
No,
episode.
it's not the end of each episode. Like, yeah, no, it's definitely not at the end of each episode. Because one of the episodes that you go back to multiple times, interestingly, you level up each time. So, in that episode, you level up 3 times during that episode, but it's an episode that
Holy
you go to.
crap.
But it's an episode that you go to 3 times. You know,
That's the council, probably,
or
right?
4. You actually go to that one 4 times. No, it's not.
Huh. Wow.
It's just like how they divided it, you know. It's, technically, I'm looking at their sheet. It's like, that episode during 3 different. That episode basically is just like stuff that happens in between the other episodes, and it's like the transition times, and it has you level up 3 times in it. So, yeah. So, do you guys want to? I know I'm not really ready to continue playing. So yeah. So I'm gonna say that I think we'll end a little early tonight. If that is okay with everyone.
That's fine.
It's fine with me.
Cool. Awesome. Well, then let me write our XP and all that jazz. Would everyone type in what level they currently are, and then like a dash, no, level dash XP to the next level?
I gotta get the number.
Does Lonnie have 100 downtime days to downtime up to 11 like we all did?
Oh, that's where they all went. Yes, I do.
Yeah, you might want to go back on your sheet to where you first hit 11 and then just apply it there so that you get the XP from this session and before.
Wait, to where I first hit 10, you mean?
Well, yeah, because you probably
Yes.
would have used it there if you remembered, right?
Yeah,
When
that
you
would've been-
first hit
that was-
10, if you
that
had
was
100
last-
downtime days.
That was last session.
Yeah.
Yeah, so at the beginning of this session, you'd have to get the XP. You hit 10 at the end of last session, or you hit 10 before last session?
Assuming that I would have been here at the end of last session, I would
Which-
have hit it last session.
Okay, so you take the XP from last session at the beginning of this session, write on your log, use downtime days to level.
Okay.
Right, so you started this session with 85,000 XP.
Right, so you started this one at 11. Yeah, at the lowest for 11.
So basically, yeah, for your previous session, just put your new XP to 85,000. And then today, whatever today we get is what you'll be at.
I'm going to end the stream. Thank you for watching, everyone.
Oh, so the stream was working?
I don't know.
It seemed to be working.
Yeah, it seemed that it was. I'm going to end the stream if I can get my computer working, that is.